It's looking scary. The only problem for me right now looking at this draft is Saxa and Seb. I think that they can really pressure this game coming off of the laning stage and do quite a lot.
I would prefer that you be honest than actual just bullshit your way to an answer. You know, I'm being honest. The beauty of you. I know. That's why I appreciate you. You know, when nobody else does, I truly do appreciate your honesty, syndereN.
Oh,
if you don't know anything,
Celery is burning a lot.
Yep. That's 4 stacks of sticky napalm. Make that 5 as Celery is going to continue to get chased down by Seb, who's going to dive the tier 1 tower. So this will be a trade of sorts. But First Blood does go the way of Seb and OG.
It's just so nice, and you expend so many resources. The enemy team uses a lot of resources too to take that fight. You get the refill, you get a kill. Straight back in action. And again, Celery is actually... I think this time there won't be a trade, Shannon. I think he's actually just flat out going to die.
That is a lot of damage. Another 5 stacks of sticky napalm.
At all. They seem a little unfamiliar with this lane matchup. They got... Did they both get sticky together 4 times in a row, I want to say?
Well, Shad still has 7 stacks, but I don't know if Seb can actually pursue this any further.
Oh, he has flame break.
8 stacks, here it comes.
Oh my
More
goodness.
aggression from Saxa. That is an actual super easy kill once that many stacks are upon him. All right, good lord.
You know what the word is for this?
But even with that counter, it's just, I mean, it's good in the laning stage. We'll see how it progresses throughout the game, because based on the Nyx games that I've seen, it just feels like the hero falls off dramatically, especially if you don't have a good mana burn target throughout the duration of the game.
Yeah.
As bottom lane, Seb is just chasing Celery, 4 stacks of sticky napalm as a TP support is on the way. Shad gets off a Stormhammer. There's the LSA connecting from Aramis, who's just TP'd in for support, but it's a 1-for-1. Viking will take that trade any day.
And let's keep in mind, it negated a lane dominator as well. You won the lane against Undying. That is half the hero's purpose, is winning this lane, and it failed. So, yeah, Sven's farm is alright, but your own game on Undying is not hot right
lane.
now.
We're going to see the Rupture for the first time this game into the Blood Right. It's going to be an easy kill onto mid one. So Clink's obviously a good target to be able to lock down like that.
The Nyx Carapace can be pretty annoying for him to deal with, I would imagine. You're also playing against Batrider, who really... You don't really want to jump into this hero. Not necessarily like... Oh, wait a second. It's like a really good roll.
Very nice flame break. He's going to get the lasso off as well. It's going to be an easy kill, but the question is, can OG get out before the rest of these reinforcements end up taking them down? Seb able to Firefly to the lower side of the map here, but Shad is there waiting. But again, he doesn't really have that much damage, and Seb is super fast. Toby does have Rupture. Will be getting off. The TP is going to be there, and it's enough. Seb gets away.
That is so much space.
Saxa got away as well. My goodness. But I want to say in his last iteration, it was rarely picked up. It was mostly just like a Desolator into like Diffusal or something like that, as Toby is going to get destroyed. So talk to me about this Orchid. On this iteration of Clink's, which is the super old version, I guess we could call it.
There's a lot of things that you need to keep going. It solves that problem, and it gives you solo kill potential. Again, fitting OG's strategy of catching heroes off. They want to buy the item that allows this Clink's to pose a solo kill threat. No tail, Carapace.
No tail. Gets off the Vendetta as well, but there's Shad getting lassoed up and brought down immediately. A terrible loss there for Viking, but they're going to continue to fight, it looks like, as they're showing off the Orchid. A beautiful impale from No Tail onto 2 into the roll-in from Sox. It doesn't have his magnetize for the 45 seconds. Seb continuing the pressure with that flame break as the Blood Right's going to deal a little bit of damage, but in the meantime, 4 have died for Viking. OG are just running away with this.
And today they have a mid Zeus and an offlane Bloodseeker. So what's your catch? Like, how do you start fights? How do you put pressure on the opponent?
I say that now. It could be bad. This is a best of 5, so they'll have plenty of time in this series. Of course, a bit unusual for like a lower bracket type game, but cool to see in terms of... Again, this game's not over yet, but see if they can transition away. But Aramis looks to be done, so another easy pickoff for OG as...
I think he wants to turn into Earth Spirit primarily, actually.
Well, yeah, I've seen the clip of him doing... Was it him?
Oh, Shad.
Shad is going to get spotted out here. Double TP support coming. The E-Blade is going to be applied into the adaptive strike. No Tail with another great impale. Looks like Shad's going to be able to get off his stun, but he lives through the day as OG is now on the retreat. Toby ends up getting off the Rupture. They do take out the Undying, but Thompson able to clean up poor old Toby. So it's a 2-for-0 still, but they at least do not lose the Sven. So he is beyond mega farmed for a Batrider. third in net worth overall in the game, just ahead of mid 1 on Clinks, actually. And that's with an Iron Talon Clinks as well, so able to actually do Ancients. As Seb is ruptured up, just going to sidestep the Blood Right. So that ends up being a wasted Rupture, and we'll see if OG can capitalize on this, as Toby's going to be caught out. No-Tail with the Vendetta. Has a Spike Carapace up, not really doing anything with that, but the Impale does connect, and again, Celery finds his way to the grave. Courtesy of your Morphling, and Armis looks to be next, and OG are just completely dumpstering right now. So there's the Earth Spirit Morphling combination being shown with that Aghanim Scepter.
I think, you know what? I know why OG run this strategy. It just dawned on me. Saksa and Topson both want to play Earth Spirit every game, and they couldn't settle who plays it. So they just made a strategy where they can both play it. So it's not just a flex pick, they're just picking it for both of them at the same time.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Right.
You know? Yeah, this is
let them
this is a
farm
rough
a
showing
bit.
for Viking, no doubt. Well, you're right about the rigidity. Is that a word? I think so. Rigidity of their drafts, and maybe it's something that has just been discovered about them based on their group stage. They had a lot of games to play, and they did really well. We're seeing some counters now. As the initiation from OG is underway. Shad's going to get kicked away to the other side of the map, basically. Has his ultimate activated along with the BKB, so he's not going to be brought down quite yet. Has no casualties thus far as No-Tail. Going to get that Spike Carapace off, but the BKB is just going to ignore literally every part about that. But in the meantime, this fight is quite segregated. Toby's going to be the trade, so it's a 1-for-1 across the board, which at this stage of the game, better than you can expect for Viking, based on the fact that they're down 17k right now. But Aegis is gone, and Roche will see in about 20 seconds when he will be up. As there's the initiation. Again, this is how many deaths for Undying? Not to highlight this, but 1 in 10. Just feels like he has died so many times. It's like the first to die in most of these engagements. There's the initiation from Seb, and Shad is in a lot of trouble, and by that, I mean he's dead. Does not have buyback to speak of. They're just going to call it GG, as this game 1 was all OG.
Complete beatdown. And I want to, now that we've cast 3 games of Viking in a row, you and I think we want the same thing from them, right? We need to see something. I would love to see them pressure in a game.
To me, this just looks like another difficult game for Viking, and their difficulties getting aggressive now need to be completely fixed to win this game.
At times, the position 5 Spirit Breaker can just feel awful, right? Well, a lot of times, I would say, depending on the lineup.
I think it's a combination of the Morphling pairing, and that they clearly have a bit of love for this Morph Eggs. And the other part is probably the team matchup. Oh, Shad, get that first blood.
He's going to get some help here from Armis, but Strength Morph already up, so Topson should be fine. Laguna Blade is available, but obviously wouldn't have been enough there. Soxa did get TP, though.
Yeah,
it did
got the bottle refill out of that, too. Oh, solo kill. Toby solo killing mid 1. That's a really big kill. And this Axe, realistically, only dies in this lane if he does something like that. Like, he needs to try to solo kill the Sven in the tower against God Strength, or he doesn't really die. Sven plus Spirit Breaker can't kill him. Shadow Demon plus Sven can't kill him.
Is dead. Laguna Blade not even needed for this kill. I don't think Boom has even used this spell. So
4 heroes. It's a good kill, though.
Quite an investment.
Only 400 gold behind Lina minute 9. I know that's also what he was behind minute 5, but relatively speaking, that is not a bad score for Morph right now. That's honestly very solid.
Toby's in another precarious spot potentially, as Seb is TPing in with the No-Tail charge coming through. Mid one's even going to pop his ult, and there's the Doom expended just for this Axe kill. Remember, this is top net worth hero in the game right now. See if Armis and company can get this deny. Looks like they might be able to. Yeah, should be fine.
To account for Vanguard
correctly. Okay. Oh, he ticks out. Very unfortunate. Seb with that Scorched Earth. Looks like it'll pay with his life, but probably worth it considering the net worth advantage we have here. The charge is going to connect in mid. LSA does go off as well, but the damage is done, and Topson trying to continue to finish this kill. Gets the vision at the last moment, and Topson looks like he's back in the game now as right clicks commence on the Armis.
Hell. The big breadwinner Axe died twice, and might even die a 3rd time here. They're going to have to TP in reinforcements. They will. They're going to back off here.
Force out the Armis TP. Away they go for now. Mid one doesn't have ult for another 20 seconds. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually aggressive if he had it, but there's Armis rolls in. He gets the magnetize off. No-Tail's going to charge in to try to help him out. Boom is here as well. Laguna Blade finally used to take out mid one Sven. In the meantime, the call is going to connect onto Sox and chop down to the ground. No-Tail looks to be next on the list. So a nice rotation here from Viking as they take out 3 heroes in quick succession.
Yeah, that's still well worth it if they don't lose the tower. They're going to TP in the Faceless Void. He's probably going to be able to defend this. Maybe? Yes. Chrono!
Ooh, all right. Chronosphere into the Mortimer's Kisses, into the LSA, with the Waveform and the Strength Morph just in time. Looks like he shall survive this. A nice getaway there for good old Thompson. As mid tier 1 not deniable as of yet. Now this tier 1 is being pressured. Viking side looks like Axe ends up dying to mid 1. Wow. That happened there.
At the very least for Viking, they got the kills bottom. They defend their mid tier 1 tower. Would have been awesome if they got that Void kill. Sorry, the Morph kill with the Void Chrono.
Charge into mid. He actually delayed the Nether Strike, so able to get off the Yules just in time to cancel that. It looks like Seb is just chasing down Armis. We're going to assume he's going to get that kill. But in the meantime, No-Tail and Thompson end up teaming up to take out Boom, a very important kill. And now the Stormhammer is going to connect on Toby into the LSA that's been stolen from Thompson into the charge. They just have so many disables. Gets off the call. That'll help mitigate a lot of damage, but Viking just getting overrun in this tier 1 tower. I'm not going to say even Midas Sven is unusual because I've seen a lot of people pick it up. It's just Mask of Madness is more prevalent. But Void, this is very common. But again, it's basically the same build minus the phase boots, I guess, that he got on Sven.
I think the primary difference is Void with Mask of Madness is not able to farm Ancients nearly as effective as Sven.
Thompson getting completely surrounded by 4 members of Viking. Looks like he's going to be brought down just barely. Took so much effort to bring him down. Mid one
Morphling for you. Maybe even lose 1 or 2 heroes just to hold the tower, but they're just giving it up there. Felt like it was impossible to hold. Seb showing.
Know that Toby has the blink, so Seb playing very, very safe, but it looks like Soxa is going to be one that's found. The blink into the call, but Thompson's here as well to try to do as much damage as he can. Mid 1, looks like he's going to burst down for Armis with the help of No-Tail's ultimate. Meantime, Chronosphere onto 2 heroes into the Mortimer's Kissers again. Thompson should be fine, but Sven, mid 1, in a lot of trouble. Call's not going to be there, but they got the kill nonetheless. So it's a 2-for-1 advantage Viking thus far. Laguna Blade applied to Thompson, whose agility morph right now is going to wait for him to safety, but by safety I mean 2 feet away from these melee heroes, which is just enough space apparently to get away just fine here. Bottling up with that abuse, I'm just going to call it an abuse of the morph center, which will probably be nerfed very
They have Doom ready. Chad was not expecting that. Oh no, he didn't account for the Doom.
He'll take out Toby with that waveform, and yeah, the Doom applied to Shad. That is more than enough. So Viking caught off guard despite having the advantage early. It looks like Celery's going to get taken out. The triple kill for Thompson, who is just living on the edge constantly in these fights.
You're not happy with losing these 3 heroes on your way out. It's 2 cores plus the snap. It was probably avoidable. They had the high ground there, right? They had the high ground. They saw OG were kind of posturing to go up, and they chose to stand there and fight. I think they lost track of cooldowns. The Void was definitely not expecting to be doomed there. Just out of position. Oh, it's first dead.
Well, Thompson turns in an
Maybe
Earth
not.
Spirit. LSA is actually going to miss, but the right clicks should be enough for Thompson to get the kill. He has support in the form of mid 1 and No-Tail. Mid 1 has a Stormhammer available. Laguna Blade applied, but Thompson is just fine. Look at that triple charge into the Stormhammer as well. Boom is going to be next on the list. Toby able to get 2 inside the call, but No-Tail more than enough damage again. And it looks like OG are starting to take over this game very slowly but surely. The aggression just continues. Not going to dive past that tier 2 this time around, though. Not OG style, typically. Only has a Yule still working towards a BKB right now. Toby did finally finish that blade mill. And in terms of the carry perspective, Void. So we talked about the Midas, but now a very defensive build in Lincoln Spheres. There's the jump in from Toby. Call connects into the LSA. Looks like they'll have enough to take him out, but will the counter initiation be here? Seb gets the Doom off onto Boom, but he gets cookied pretty much immediately. Thompson just blows up Snapfire, who buys back into the game instantly. Nether Strike now onto Boom. Looks like he's going to fall one way or the other. And now with the ultimate from mid 1, they're just starting to shred these kids left and right. As Chronosphere is applied, it only is to 1, but it is Doom with that ultimate from Snapfire, so the buyback being worth it to some degree. But now Celery's going to get diebacked here if he's not careful. Thompson into Earth Spirit. Celery hiding under the midst of the tier 2 tower. So it's a 2 for 4 if you want to count that buyback.
And it's also really, really good against Doom, so they can find these big tanky kills, but it's just not there yet.
I mean, this is another thing, Cinder, with this Linken's. I mean, you have Spirit Breakers who can break it globally. As Toby's going to jump in with that Blade Mail, he's going to apply all his breakers to Sox. But in the meantime, Lina destroyed. Basically has the support items at this point of the game as Toby continuing on, gets off that call, but dies shortly after. A double kill for mid one as OG starting to run away with this fight. Thompson turns into Void, so he has that time dilation available. Void has a good taunt too, let's be real.
He does. But that is also an amazing wasteland. All right. 8k lead for OG out of nothing. This game was really even for 15 minutes, and they have just absolutely crushed them. And there's a couple of key parts to that. Doom got his dagger, Sven got his BKB. Actually, he hasn't even used that, so never mind. He hasn't even needed to. And the Morph E-Blade opens up the fight so easily for them. Is the Vessel there? It is now.
Yeah, they have so many Linken's
there's
breakers.
an Aegis.
It's crazy. It is crazy how many times they can take this off constantly. No Tail. He's going to charge in. Looks like he will live through the day. Enough damage from OG to take out Celery. As Boom looks
totally
to be next on the list.
Here.
Yeah, just the right clicks enough. Oh, nice call from Toby. He's going to help his teammate survive just a little bit longer. But the Chronosphere onto 2 as mid one's on the outside. Gets a nice Storm Hammer, keeping everybody in place. And the right clicks will commence. Toby, one more call for the road. Just like that, it's a 2 for 1. Mid one staying alive with his BKB. Looks like he'll finally take out to that Magnetize.
All right, that wasn't too bad for Viking. I think Lina was completely out of position there.
And Sven himself almost has Ags, so they're about to hit a pretty big power spike. I feel like as Seb in the top lane. He's gonna get off the score
charged. He's in trouble.
He has the very critical strike pack leader ore, but it's not gonna help here with that blade mail. That's gonna be more than enough damage as Toby with the blade mail just shredding his face. Nota looks to be next, so Viking getting a couple nice pickoffs here.
And might see them look for something here at the tier 2 tower. They can get a jump onto Soxa. They should go for this. Trying.
And they're gonna attempt it. Soxa has the Aether Lens though, so they actually think somebody's in the trees, but they will be sadly disappointed in finding nothing. As Thompson, he's going to get called to start things out. Soxa has the save if he wants. Great counter to Axe as always. Creates those extra illusions that have that passive of his, the counter helix. Shadow Demon is going to be the first to die here. LSA will connect onto No Tail, so no more charges to come for him. So a 2 for nothing as OG looks like they still want to fight. I mean, their cores are still up. And there's the Doom from Seb. Pops his BKB, but gets chronoed pretty much immediately. But Thompson just on the outside, enough to right-click away. No Doom available. He does not have buyback either. As this fight is quickly turning in favor of Vikings. Shad, LSA is going to help him out. He's going to time up the stage, but there's the Aghanim Scepter from mid one. Enough to take him out. And now he's going to continue to aggress despite having the severe disadvantage in numbers. Mid one going to get called now. This is a Toby buyback. And with that Mortimer's Kisses, that was definitely not needed. But at this stage, you take what you can get.
What is actually
and Thompson
happening?
does get away. Whew.
Oh, that's wild. He just didn't have the second set of spells that fight, and that makes a huge difference. They were trying to take this fight with just one set of spells from him. Uh-oh. Well, here it comes. All right, he's stopping for nothing.
The double charge incoming, gentlemen. That is kill number 1. The other strike's gonna be faked out. Thompson gets LSA'd. Still has charge available. But there's the call to keep him in place, and he's just dead. Over aggression from OG. All you can do is laugh at this point. I have no idea.
He got a really good voice line for the moment. That's why I'm laughing. He made sure to say this is complete and utter bullshit before he died. So very good.
That's great to hear. And he
OG want to turn this?
Fine.
He doesn't have God Strength now.
Yeah, that is true.
No cares.
But No Tail has charge.
Some cares.
And
okay, they care.
Yeah, he's just going to D-ward to start things out. Oh, the charge again, this time from Thompson, who has the Ags version of that. He's going to try to burst down Lina, but the Cookie's going to keep him safe. And Shad with the Chronosphere. But look at the strength morph from Thompson. It's more than enough to stay alive through this engagement. As Boom on just the outside. But Thompson's still getting right-click down. Better be careful. Will fall in the end, so it's a 1-for-1 advantage Viking to start things out. But Celery getting chased down by OG. Seb is so freaking tanky right now as No-Tail's going to continue to charge with a buyback onto the Snapfire. Second buyback in the game, in fact, is Toby under the tier 2 tower is just going to get storm hammered. Still relatively healthy for now, but Aramis gets storm hammered from afar. The Superman in play again for mid one. So a 3-for-1 with the buyback. If OG can get out, this is a definite advantage despite losing their Morphling. But there's Toby again with a nice call onto the neutral camps. As Seb might be the sacrificial lamb, but we've seen it before. OG wants to continue in. Good lord, how did they kill Void so instantly? Was that a soul catcher?
5 poison stacks and soul catcher.
Seb will fall in the end, but advantage OG in terms of numbers. 4 dead for Viking, and the next to fall as well. This is a dieback onto Celery.
Oh
wow.
There's no way Shad expects that to happen.
And we talked about this before with Viking in the series yesterday, syndereN. They gave up so many Roches and it just spelled their doom.
Yeah.
No pun intended, because they did have Doom on their team as well. But
Seb?
speaking of which, yep,
he has
Seb's gonna get called. Blade Mail to start, but a nice save.
There's been so many spells.
Kisses. BKB popped by Seb now as the jump in from mid one is there. Into the charge from No Tail. Can barely tell the difference. The Nether Strike into the Doom is enough to kill Shad, and that is a huge pickoff for OG, as they're not just going to try to clean things up. Toby's going to be next, as this fight has segregated completely. 3 dead in the blink of an eye. Armis is going to be the 4th, and this is going to be an easy Roche for OG, which will be the Aegis and Cheese.
I don't know what you do as Viking right now against this double charge and the overwhelming run at you style that OG is bringing to the table. Really the crucial part of that fight, Soxa again, just perfect positioning. He gets the counterplay to their initial axe jump plus Mortimer Kisses, and that fight is they're just in the dust immediately. The fight's just lost from 2 seconds in. And that's 2 lanes of Rex.
Be a double Rex. They cannot go for Megas.
He will get Scotty. It's really good. A lot of the time the Spirit Breaker has died first in the fights, and then you can start playing around it. But as long as Spirit Breaker is alive, or Thompson is morphed, right?
All right, the double charge coming in. Yule's on the cliff, but Thompson, luckily for him, has waveform.
Yeah, well.
Next patch, you can charge wards, by the way. I've seen the patch notes.
I'm so glad you don't balance this.
Oh boy, mid
probably
one
wouldn't have
deep
come up
in the
with
belly of the
Svenax,
base here, but Shad gets doomed. The Lincoln's already popped, despite the BKB being activated. He is donezo. No buyback to speak of, as this looks like the end of game 2 is coming. They cannot go for Megas quite yet. They can go for Throne, though, as 3 are dead with a buyback onto the Aramis Earth Spirit, but it matters not, my friend. GGs are called. OG again, convincing fashion. This Morphling, I feel like they just need to ban it, man.
They're not getting it in the 3rd game, I think. But what do you give then, right? Now you have to give away something else. If you want to ban that morph, if you can't solve it when the enemy team first pick morph, you've gone through the iterations now, right? You gave OG morph Earth Spirit, you got destroyed. I think the obvious choice is to bring it out of mid. And this time around, Quaswex Invoker doesn't get much faster than that.
And we're going to see an early TP from Soxa to the top lane, so they might be changing things up here. Perhaps we'll get a kill to start things out, though. Stormhammer onto 2, into the Shackle from Soxa. So Axe taking the brunt of this damage. Question is, can they actually finish him off? The right clicks from Soxa should be enough. I mean, he has one of the highest base damage of any of these, like, support. Maybe the highest, actually, of any support type. Because remember him being stuck on trying to build a Blade Mail for, like, 6-7 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can get off to a better, like, snowball potential for an Axe. Soxa looking for a little setup here. The Ultis pop from mid 1. TP support is on the way, so Soxa and company are going to have to back out of here. Although Thompson has come for support as well. Aether Remnant will connect, but Toby gets off the nice call. Thompson in a bit of trouble. Has another Astro Step to use, though. Looks like he will finally get the kill, but it might cost him his own life. And indeed it will. So it's a 1 for 2 as Soxa fell as well. So mid 1 forced to back up.
So very important for Boom to get there immediately. If he waits another couple seconds, they just flat out lose their hero there and get nothing in return.
So Shad on the Void, pretty much, I mean, again, this is not unusual, but he's going Midas again. Every single game he goes Midas, doesn't matter what hero he plays, it feels like. Although he's only played 2 heroes, basically, as looks like Toby took a spill in the top lane.
And, you know, the only play that I really see for Viking in killing this Void Spirit has to come from a Chrono, right? There's nothing else threatening him. So as long as Shad is bottom,
yep,
I don't see any limit to how far Thompson
Seb gets off the Malefice, and there's a Chrono onto 2. Purification did go off, so Seb's a little bit tankier than normal, but he's going to just reside in his own death here, trying to create a little bit of space for No-Tail to get away, but that will not happen as he is completely surrounded. So Viking, again, off to a good start. Question is, can they continue?
It's a couple of good kills, especially the Enigma kill. You're killing the Omni again. I don't think he really cares that much. But it's the fact that you're playing 2 lanes and the other team's playing 3 lanes plus jungle and Sven. So economically, you're not really winning here unless you're finding big kills. Now this one could be huge.
Yes, indeed. They get off the cold snap, and then Toby comes in with the call. Do they have enough damage to actually finish him off, though? His Boom's going to have to go invis for now. That doesn't look like they have a detection, but finally mid one takes a tumble. It's going to cost the life of Toby, so it's a 1-for-1, but like you said, Viking will take that. Yeah, mid one top of the net worth right now by a pretty large margin, as he's going to get Demonic Purge. TP support on the wake. Soxa gets off a sheep. Still has Shackle to work with as the Tombstone is placed, but it looks like they'll be able to take it out. The Soul Rip is available. So maybe they'll back out now as No-Tail has arrived. Time dilation goes up, but there's the GA to keep everybody nice and healthy. The Tombstone taken out in quick succession. So nicely done while he was shackled, not able to get off the Soul Rip. And it looks like he will be chased down eventually. You know, on the bottom side of this map, it looks like
he missed.
Continuing. Thompson, EMP with 4 stacks of Shadow Poison right now. But No-Tail is there. Purification.
He's actually fine.
Like he will live through the day. Do they have detection for Boom? It doesn't look like it. So after all that, an Undying died.
I think somebody else needs to pack a dust here. No-Tail can't afford it. He's looking at 12-minute boots now. He really wants to finally get those. Soxa, Aramis is in trouble. They do have Invoker with good position.
More TPs though. They have to be careful. Mid one's going to pop that ult, so God's Strength will provide the damage to take out Aramis on the high ground. Soxa, nice shackle. Boom. Doesn't have his invis to work with anytime soon as Seb is coming in. Gets off the Midnight Pulse. It's going to be the cost of Soxa at the very least, but the Black Hole more than worth against Boom's Invoker. So this turns into a mini engagement of a 1-for-2 and OG's advantage.
Keep on building their advantage. Reckon they'll bring some true sight to the future moves. There's a sentry on Soxa. There's a sentry on No-Tail coming on the courier as well. So I think these Ghost Walk plays won't work anymore either. Thompson is chasing top. Very nice Remnant.
More on the way as well. Aramis just gets taken out immediately. Shab with the Chronosphere into the Sunstrike. It's not a very high level as it is a Quas Wex, but Toby comes in with that Blink Dagger reveal into the Culling Blade. So it's a 1-for-1 to start things out, but No-Tail might be the Sacrificial Lamb. Again, the second chop as the chase. They want to continue, but they cannot close the gap in any way.
The reason I'm imagining it as a possible play for them is that Chrono has been used there, and they have their hero spawning in 5 seconds. Oh, they are thinking about it, actually, after all. Seb TPing in, he has Dagger.
Oh, wow.
Shad did not get that.
Oh!
Wait, he doesn't have Black Hole.
Get off. He does not have it. He was very scary, though, that's for sure, but Shad is taken out regardless. Toby looks to be next on the list as Thompson used that Astral Step to a high degree, but Shadow Demon able to save Toby for now, and they might be able to turn this as the EMP will not connect on the Thompson, surprisingly enough. But the Shackle will keep Celery in place, but it looks like mid one looking for other priority targets here. So that's 3 stacks of Shadow Poison applied. Question is, does OG want to continue on or not? Seb blinks away, so I'm guessing the answer to that question is no.
Might be a timing thing where they want to get Roche plus tier 2 and tier 3 towers with the minus armor. It's really good for the Shadow Shaman as well as the Enigma Eidolons, possibly. Just a lot of value there. I don't see the armor being incredibly impactful this game. You're against Invoker, yeah, No-Tail. Will you die again?
Seb jumps in with that Black Hole onto 2. No-Tail with, he already used the Purification, but here comes Thompson with that burst damage. Boom, do they have vision? Looks like they'll get him with the Astral, or the
awesome counterplay.
Super good. No-Tail lives through the day. Seb gonna get Heavenly Grace. Looks like Shad will at least finish off No-Tail, but the Guardian Angel is popped, but the Soul Rip is enough to finish him off. So Guardian Angel, unfortunately for OG, is wasted.
Oh, Shad's gonna farm here?
Himself.
Well, never mind.
He's gonna Chrono both Undying. That's how worthless he is, apparently, according to Shad right now. But Soxa looks like he's gonna get chopped down by the initiation from Toby. And here comes mid one. The nice Storm Hammer. The cleave is out of control. They're gonna be able to find 1, make it 2, and Celery should make it a clean 3. The double kill for mid one. Thompson getting the 3rd. OG with that 9k net worth lead as the tier 2 neutrals are starting to drop for OG specifically here. AC is done for mid one. I believe you mentioned that. And obviously the Ags we saw already for Thompson. And Desto looks to be the choice here, but Seb taken out in the meantime. Nice, another smoke gank here from Viking. I feel like they're doing a pretty good job with that, but see if they can get away. As Thompson jumps in, the silence continues onto Aramis, but looks like he's going to live through the day. Gets out the Demonic Purge in tow as well as Soxa Gets the shackle onto Toby, but he's going to live for now. As Thompson stuck inside the brunt of the damage, but the GA is going to save him. It does for now, and he just gets away with a sliver of HP going down to this Battle Hunger, but it's a relatively low level right now. So it looks like he will bottle through that. As mid one, going to get some help from the 8th Remnant, but just in time, the time walk for Shad. Mid one. Creates enough space to dodge the EMP. The Stormhammer connects, but here's the counter initiation again from Toby with that Blade Mail, but there's a Chronosphere now. Onto 2 heroes, just a sliver as Soxa runs right into it, but Shad does 0 damage on top of all that. And just like that, 3 have died in this engagement. And it's going to be 4 very shortly as the silence continues. They have no counter to this Resonant Pulse Ags. And now into a Roche.
Where do you place Void Spirit Ags right now?
I'd have to reorganize. I think I did it before Void Spirit had it.
You did. So just gut feel. How good do you think it is? I think this Ags is one of the absolute best. There's a reason you see...
I look at Snapfire, and that's like a top 5 probably, right?
Yeah, Snap is incredible too. But the amount of impact you have when you just collect this item on Void Spirit is absolutely insane. Look at the place he can pull off. He's literally jumping into 5 heroes and just killing them.
It's quite good, I will say.
Average play by Thompson with average item.
Toby gets off the call. Looks like Seb will fall again, so neither will get that black hole, but it doesn't matter. Thompson's just destroying everybody. He doesn't even have the Deso yet. So finds both the Invoker and the Undying. Another Astral Step. I mean, just continues his rampage. A triple kill for Thompson. They can be able to turn this into a potential tier 2, or at least some damage applied to it. Still the Aegis intact for mid one. So 14k net worth. This is unfortunate. A stack denial. Unless they stack them themselves, I'm not sure. They've had
Thompson's
so much
literally 1v5 right now. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, that's typical Thompson
Okay,
style.
now it's 2v5.
Not able to finish off the Undying quite yet. He's already expended all his Astral Steps, so put himself in a precarious spot. In the meantime, Axe gets up a nice call. It's going to end up being a trade, 1 for 1, but again, Viking will take that.
Just any other player in the world do that.
I'm not saying Void Spirit Ags is bad. I'm just saying, like, typically you don't see a Void Spirit go this ham when they get Ags. But he just got it so early. In my opinion.
Yep.
My very humble opinion.
Everyone is allowed to have their opinion.
That's fine, syndereN. Oh, all right.
That's another death. Oh, this is a big kill.
Yes, and they still have the Stormhammer to work with. Although he uses Massive Madness, there's the black hole onto the Undying. They really hate that disgusting zombie. But either way, that's 3 dead. No buyback on the Void, so that should open up a set of bottom racks. They cannot go for Megas. He's just going to get the melee and run to the tier 3. Void is up in 15, has Chronosphere. But again, like with this build, very defensive. Blade Mail, or sorry, Hand of Midas, Black King Bar, and 0 damage to work with. So this is going to be 2 racks as Celery gets destroyed. That is the Desolator Thompson now. Oh, the silence prevents Toby's Berserker's call. That is truly unfortunate. The buyback is dying, but Jesus, Boy dead again. He just revived, young man. Jesus, get out of here. OG looking primed to take this series 3-0. Mid one still has the Aegis. Looks like he might consume it here. It's going to be close in terms of the timing. Toby gets a nice call onto 2, but only 2 remaining members of Viking are standing. And not for long, it looks like. Thompson.
Oh, he missed?
Goes into the fountain as per usual. GA a little bit late. Might have been out of range as well, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
GG called, and wow. Viking lose 5 games in a row, Cinder. I don't... Kind of insane. I was not expecting this.
They didn't really stand a chance today. That's what it looked like. They actually just got flat out outclassed in every game.